Hi, I'm Clare Seal. I'm a specialist in financial wellbeing, and today I'm going to tell you my do's and don'ts for personal finance and budgeting. So these are my do's. Number one, stay engaged with your finances even if things are a little bit difficult financially. By staying engaged with your finances, I mean things like checking your bank account regularly, things like checking your credit score, and actively having a plan to reach your financial goals. My second do is to make money management part of your self-care. So there are a number of different ways that you can do this. The first that I really love is journaling. So if you journal every day anyway, include some of your feelings about money. If you don't, it's a really great habit to get into. So just jotting down what you spend, why, how you feel about it can really help you to feel connected to your finances. I think this is especially important for creatives, partly because you really need to be able to look after yourself in order to keep those creative juices flowing. You know, when you're busy worrying about money, your head can feel empty of ideas, and obviously that's your worst nightmare, and it's going to have a knock-on effect to your business and your ability to actually earn money. So it's really, really important that you sort of keep that cycle going. My third do is to create a community of people that you can talk about money with. It doesn't have to be loads of people, but especially if you're a creative, if you're self-employed, it's really important to have a sounding board. Otherwise you can feel really alone in making those really important decisions, and it can make you feel a little bit lost. I think it's really important to try and find people who want to be open and honest about money, which can be sort of easier said than done. A way that I've found is engaging with communities on social media. There are loads and loads of people now talking on Instagram and TikTok about kind of creative ways to look after your money and thinking outside of the box, talking about money in a sort of emotionally intelligent, judgment-free way, which is really different to that sort of mainstream financial advice that we often see. So now we're going to move on to 3 don'ts with personal finance. You don't want to be burying your head in the sand. As someone who's done it many times in the past, I can tell you from experience, all it is sort of short-term relief in exchange for long-term anguish. Burying your head in the sand is a really normal thing to want to do, but actually, especially when it comes to finance, the effect of that can compound, and the longer you ignore things, the more they're going to cost you financially. So nip things in the bud, don't bury your head in the sand, and you'll be fine. Don't number 2 is don't undervalue yourself and your work. I see this time and time again with freelancers. Because work is never guaranteed and quite often you have to pitch quite hard for new projects, it can be tempting then to kind of accept the first offer or to price yourself too low. And actually what you need to do is find the right balance, because sometimes undervaluing your work means that you're working all the hours in the day and still not meeting your financial goals. So my final don't is don't get caught in the trap of comparing yourself to others. This is both in your kind of business finances and also in your personal finances. Social media can be a bit of a blessing and a curse with regards to this. You know, you might see people posting about their 6-figure years or their 5-figure months if you're part of sort of business communities. And it's hard because you want people to be able to celebrate their wins, but also, you know, you don't want that making you feel inadequate. So you need to be quite boundaried in what you absorb on social media, and also, you know, comparing your lifestyle to somebody else's is not usually the best source of sort of happiness. There's a saying that goes, comparison is the thief of joy, and it's really true. So you have to just be careful with that comparison monster and try and keep it in check. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to this channel, and if you want to find out more about me and my process, check out my online course on Domestika. You'll find the link in the description below.